Hello everybody, welcome to Darkslayer TV, and my name is of course, Darkslayer, bringing you a very special game of Heart of the Swarm. Someone asked me, is it okay if I send in a Heart of the Swarm game instead of Legacy of the Void, because I really enjoyed the game, and I said, you know what, that sounds fantastic, and hold that thought. Oh, never mind. He just missed it. I seen he wasn't building any drones, and I got a little nervous, but he did build those 2 drones. However, on the bottom left-hand side of this map, is my music on? Hold on. We're going to do this on air. Yes, it is. I don't hear any. I don't know if you guys hear any, but I definitely don't. Anyways, spawning down here at the bottom left-hand of this map that was in Heart of the Swarm that I don't remember, Rivotril. There's our music. And spawning up here at the top right hand side, the generic of all names, the blue Protoss, generic name. So, I don't even know if I remember this map. Like, what does the ramp and stuff look like? Maybe I do. I actually don't know. When was this on the ladder? Was this at the end of Heart of the Swarm? Because if it was, there's probably a good reason I don't remember it. I'm not 100% sure, to be completely honest. But anyways, what could we see on a map like this? Well, there's not a lot of dead zone. I take that back. Jesus mackerels, there's a ton of dead zone. It didn't look like it on the mini-map, but look at this! Holy crap! Which means we could definitely be seeing Warp Prism and Muta. Definitely wouldn't be surprised to see either of those. Wait, I do remember this map, because the back door thing. Okay. Alright, I think I'm starting to remember this map now. Okay, yes, I've been killed by Zergs on it. Anyways, our Protoss player is actually going to go for a Gateway Expand here instead of doing something like a Forge Fast Expand right here. Which is surprising because even in Legacy of the Void, Forge Fast Expand was something that you definitely still seen to get those quick Nexus down, to get your economy really rolling. Our Zerg quickly going to move up to... Oh, never mind, that's a probe. I thought that was a drone. I was going to say quickly move up to 3 bases, but it doesn't look like that's his plan. Probe there just trying to block, but the Zerg did take the other base, so he is going to get that down. And with no problems there. Spawning pool just now finishing up. And oh, a huge pull. Never do this, guys. I know it sounds fun and you might get the kill. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because me personally, I will go right here and then right click this mineral patch. And when I do that, when you pull everything, I just go right through it. And then I leave. And you waste time. So don't do it. Never do it. It's fun. So I guess if you don't care about winning necessarily and just want to have fun, go ahead and do it. But if you're trying to win, guys, it's not worth it. He already scouted both gases and your pool timing. So a player that knows what they're doing with the scouting information, they have the information they need. So it's really not worth it. It looks like we're going to try to have a gas block here from our drone. Yeah, there we go. And there's the gas block. Fantastic. Rivotril being as annoying as he possibly can for our Protoss player. And Protoss is going to take an expansion. This is risky. He did see the timing of the pull, so he knows there isn't going to be aggression super soon. But the way he walled off and then took this expo, it's an unnecessary risk, I guess. He definitely could have made the wall down here with maybe a cannon and then slowly shot these rocks down. I'm not 100% sure, because with this back door, it makes it really difficult, doesn't it? I don't know, maybe this was the best option, but I mean, you still have the open gap, so I'm not 100% sure. It's a weird map. I don't know. Is it hard to get to? Oh, it is hard to get to. Okay. Yeah, you gotta destroy rocks to get back there. Okay, so never mind. Yeah. The Forge Fast Expand makes a lot of sense on this map. Okay. Our Zerg player grabbing his 3rd base. Man, I forgot how slow Heart of the Swarm was. In the beginning of the game. After playing Legacy of the Void, I feel like nothing's happening. Like, my brain is like, there needs to be things going on, but there's not. And I remember, I mean, it's Legacy of the Void. They're doing fine. You know, they're keeping up enough, for no doubt. They're not perfect, but, I mean, they're on par enough. And, who else forgot that Heart of the Swarm was this slow? Am I the only one? I'm, like, sitting in a boat by myself right now. Oh man, Zealots. That's right, we're going to see Zealots because it's Heart of the Swarm. We don't have Adepts. Oh, man, I'm ready to see this old school composition, to be quite honest. We do have that hatchery coming up. And I just realized on Heart of the Swarm, my health bars aren't turned on. But whatever, that's fine. Not a big deal. They're now going to start taking their gases, which means that we should see some tech come down soon from our Zerg players so we can really see what they're going to end up going for. Surprised they didn't take their 4th gas, but we'll see what they end up doing with that. Protoss just posturing to try to get some more things up, get those sentries out, start building that energy for those force fields. And we did choose Robo. I thought those were all 3 gateways, but I was wrong, as there is a Robo here that is going to start getting out those observers. Then probably move on to an Immortal or 2. Maybe we'll see if he has the patience to wait for the observer to get there to see what the tech is before he decides. But unfortunately, he's not going to see much. He will see the quick lair, though. So that should indicate to him that we're going to be seeing either really quick infestors or more than likely Mutalisk. You know, normally whenever you see that lair come down around this time, it's going to be Mutalisk more than anything. So he didn't jump the gun. He isn't cranking out Immortals, which is good. He's probably waiting to get that robotics bay down. Oh! And I spoke too soon. Immortals are on the way. So the Immortal is still going to take a lot of damage. It's going to absorb that damage. It's going to deal damage. But it's not the exact unit you're going to want in this situation, because we have an Evo chamber going down, which means, whoa! Not the tech I expected. Hydralisk Den. Do we even have a Roach Warren? Hold on. Can you see that from here? You can't. Is there a bee? Oh, what? What did I just do? I don't know what just happened, but no, I don't think there is a Roach Warren on the way. Yeah, there is no Roach Warren. So we're going the ranged upgrade with Hydralisks versus a Protoss who's going with a pretty normal composition with the addition of a couple Immortals, but we're not going to have anything those Immortals really want to shoot at. Colossus would be a really good decision right now. How much is the base of the base has our Protoss seen? Nothing there. He saw the pool and nothing there. Okay, so he has this observer. He needs to get over there and see what this tech is. Because right now he's getting those Immortals out, but there's no reason to. Because we have pure Hydras on the way and a ton of Lings. So a little bit of an interesting decision. And neither player either double pumping upgrades. We do have the +1 attack coming in for both players, and that Hydralisk range, but no armor or double pumping upgrades, which is surprising. It really is, you know. Normally you always see those double pumping upgrades, but maybe there is something greater at work here that I am unaware of, so we'll find out. We'll find out. To be honest, I don't remember which of these players sent this replay in either. So normally I have the edge, right? Because whenever someone sends a replay in, most of the time you can say, this person's probably going to win because they sent the replay in. Not always, but most of the time. And we do have a changeling here, so he's going to see that army composition, and I don't think our Protoss is aware of it. But, oh yeah, surely he does. Okay, he saw it. But, yeah, I don't remember which of these two players sent this in, so I'm not quite sure what's going to happen here. We do have this handful of Lings going to go up here to try to see if they can backdoor, and it looks like they may be able to, as this is wide open. The Lings are making their way up. However, the Protoss army was called back. The Lings are going to start making their way up here. However, a fantastic 2 Zealots positioned in a way that those Zerglings are not going to get by. The defense here from our Protoss player, that was outstanding. The Zealots, however, are getting pretty low on HP, and I wish the health bars were up so you guys could see that, but it doesn't matter, as the Lings were cleaned up in a fantastic defense here from our generic name Protoss. However, this Hydra composition, look at this. How many Hydras do we got on the field? 22 Hydralisk and 3 more on the way. This is what I'm talking about. Those Immortals, like, look at this. They do 22 damage and 55 versus armored. It takes an Ultralisk 4 shots to kill a Hydralisk. Or it takes an Immortal 4 shots to kill a Hydralisk. I don't know that this was his best call. The Immortals? It's confusing to me why you would tech to 4 Immortals when, like, oh, he actually sees it, and now it's dead. Alright, so I don't know if he actually had the minimap awareness to see this, but it was actually under there. And he's still pumping Immortals. Stop it! GenericName, stop it! What are you doing? Stop building Immortals. You've seen nothing but Lings and Hydras. Oh man, those Immortals are not going to help with this very much. And without that AoE, Hydralisks destroy Protoss armies really quickly. So we're going to have to see here if GenericName can get those force fields he needs to really chop up this Hydra army so he can kill it without taking too much damage all at once. But it looks like we're not going to have to wait much longer as Rivotril starts moving his Hydralisks across the map here, and he's putting them in a position that's going to draw the army over here since that pylon saw it, and he might send these Lings in to this base in the meantime, and the Hydralisks now are going to start engaging this natural base of GenericName. He's going to go in and start taking out that cannon, but the army here, and a good force field is going to keep those Hydras from doing very much damage, and while it does take a while to kill the Hydras with the Immortals, there's still enough damage here as Hydras don't have very much HP, and the Zerg is on the run now. The Zerg is running like crazy to try to get away, but the Ling run by, as I said before, getting every single one of these probes, and potentially the pylon and the Nexus, unless the Protoss can respond fairly quickly, and even scouting another pylon, another small win there, but is he going to get the Nexus? Who knows, because the recall of the Nexus goes down! Oh my god, and I just learned something new. I just learned that if the Nexus goes down, you can still recall to that location. Did not know that until right now. So there you go. I learned something new. We do have that Thermal Lance and Blink on the way for our Protoss player GenericName. So those Hydras are going to become even more useless as time goes by, as we do have Colossus with that Thermal Lance. And this is the pre-nerfed Colossus. So these are still the Colossus that are pretty good compared to the current ones we have that are pretty much garbage without a ton of support. We do have the Spire up and 13 Mutas on the way, but the problem with that is Blink is on the way. So I don't know if the Mutas are going to be able to do enough damage to the Protoss to justify the cost, but we're going to have to see here. We could see some fancy Muta dancing, but with that Blink on the way, it could be devastating. I'll just say that. It shouldn't be too hard to defend. Oh, these are all changelings. Look at this scout right now. Look at this scout right now. However, he's probably concerned because he doesn't see the army. However, he does see it now, and we're going to start A-moving more than likely on all of those changelings. 2 go down, 3 go down, and 4 go down. So, good scout there by Rivotril, seeing the composition of that army, seeing that the 1-1 is just now on that Protoss army, except the +2 attack is almost done. And hold that thought as the Mutas do finally enter the Protoss's base, and there's no pull on the probes for a long time. They're getting quite a few kills on these Mutalisks, and they're doing a fantastic job as they go up to the main here and start taking out those probes there as well. And as a Protoss player, let me tell you, I'm so glad you don't see Mutalisk like you used to. This is so annoying to deal with. And GenericName with the Jesus. Are you a Smurf? Asking GenericName. And Rivotril have to feel pretty good getting asked if he was a Smurf. The Stalker's now going to blink down here and start doing their best to try to kill off these Mutalisks. And the blink forward will push them away for the time being, and going to stick those in that little spot right there. And another Ling run by. However, this one not going to do as much damage as this cannon's in a pretty good spot. The wall was not complete, but only one Ling can get in there at a time, so that's pretty much good enough. The Muta do try to engage again, but with the Stalkers already there, they're not going to be able to get too much done, but it did stop that armor upgrade, so Protoss is not going to have that +2 armor for a while now, unless he gets it started immediately. And this huge Hydra force, once again, I don't know how well it's going to go up against this huge gateway composition without the support of those Mutalisks. The Mutalisks need to be on top of this Hydra army when this engagement happens to try to take care of those Colossus. The Muta now are going to try to engage, it appears. Maybe. No, the Hydra are now going to start engaging, and the damage of those Hydras are going to be quite brutal on those gateway units. However, with the good force fields, it's going to be enough to keep those Hydras at bay. And this is what I was talking about. Those Mutalisks are now coming in, and there's so many of of them that the Protoss can't deal with it in time, and those Colossus are going to be picked off, and the Hydralisk are pretty much going to be left just to fight the gateway units. The force fields are doing their best to try to keep these units away, but it's just not enough. This Protoss force is going to go down, and I don't know if GenericName is going to be able to hold this off if he does go over there. Saying, I don't fucking get it, Jesus. Well, GenericName, I hope you see my cast here and get a few tips. You had the scout of nothing but Hydralisks and Zerglings. Just a simple push could have killed him with a nice wall here. Your composition was poor for what you were going against for most of the game. You let the Zerg do pretty much what it wanted to do the entire game, and you played your own game up here at the top right in your own Protoss base, where you built your own Protoss units and pretended that you were in your own Protoss world, when in reality there's 2 players in this game, and you failed to even register the other player. So watch this replay in this cast, please, so you can see everything you did wrong, and I'll see you next time. Wait, hold on. If you want a replay cast, send it to DarkslayerReplays at gmail.com. That's in the description. It's DarkslayerReplays at gmail.com. I'll see you guys next time.